Hello, Cancer, and welcome to your reading for the period of time covering May 21st through June 3rd, 2024. Those of you who follow this channel know that I do readings every 2 weeks, and I do 6 signs every 2 weeks. So this is a reading for you if you are Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising, or have another significant Cancer placement in your chart. If you're new to this channel, welcome. It's good to have you. And if you're returning, welcome back. As those of you who have been here before know, I do this according to the 12 houses of astrology, and I will tell you the meaning of the house position for each set of cards, and then I will tell you what the cards mean with respect to that position. Sometimes a specific story will present itself as I'm doing the reading. Other times I may try to leave it open more to your interpretation because this is a general reading, but do be aware that not all interpretations will apply to you because not all aspects of that house may be applying to you in this particular situation. So take what resonates and leave the rest. There are links in the description below to my website for my spiritual coaching and mentoring, my Instagram feeds and other social media. And also that is where, on Instagram is where I do my daily morning live feed called Morning Coffee with Breege from 6:30 to 7 a.m. Usually it runs till about 7:15, to be honest. But I also will do daily readings at the end of that live stream where I also talk about some of the things from my coaching practice. If you do like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified about these videos, and leave me a comment if you choose. So, okay, so with all that said, let's begin at the beginning for you. Okay, so the first house for you is the Aries house. That is the house of your personality, how you present yourself to the world, how other people see you. Okay, so we have Lotus with the Queen of Cups. So definitely I feel like there's been, Queen of Cups is definitely someone who's very emotionally receptive, and this is certainly something that is very characteristic of your sign. So I feel like this may be a time when you have been very emotional, when perhaps you have been in a receptive mode. Queen of Cups is a very kind of loving and compassionate mode. It's not necessarily one that has a whole lot of boundaries, so that you may be feeling rather emotionally vulnerable right now. The fact that I have the Lotus card may indicate a need, stress or a need for calming the mind, because when Lotus shows up, it usually indicates that for some reason we are feeling a certain level of anxiety, and Lotus is assuring us that we can, we just need to find kind of middle ground. Lotus is about being in that kind of meditative state where we are grounded, centered, and not worried about things. So yeah, so the first house definitely is something that's very very Cancerian in terms of how it appears. So that definitely makes a lot of sense for you. Second house is Taurus energy. This has primarily to do with finances, and we have Sirius with the Five of Wands. Okay, so I feel like there have been some stresses with money recently. When Sirius comes up, it generally indicates that we might have to think outside the box a little bit, or there's a level of endurance implied with Sirius, where maybe we are, trying to figure out a way to do something. Maybe if there's not as much money coming in as we had thought, you're trying to be creative about how we spend it or about how we save it. For some people, I mean, this would be a very literal interpretation. Some people, if you're spending money on anything connected to sports or physical fitness, sometimes Sirius will come up here as well. But that I don't think that's the general meaning here. With Five of Wands, I feel like these two together imply this sense that there has been. Five of Wands seems to indicate outside influence or outside meddling in some way. So that it could be that there's a lot of competition for your resources, or it could be. Literally, like I said, this could be spending money on a competition of some kind for somebody. I don't know why that's coming into my head, but that may be true in some case. But more generally speaking, I feel like this is saying somebody may be making a lot of demands on your resources. Five of Wands generally indicates that there's outside influences that, like I said, or a competition for your money that needs to be, all these extra voices need to be cleared out. So whatever's going on here, I mean, I feel like you are going to be okay. Sirius generally indicates having the strength to deal with whatever the situation is and being able to do creative problem solving. But Five of Wands does indicate that there may be some other people in the mix here with regard to your finances who probably should not be. Okay, third house, Gemini energy. This is about communications, messages, short journeys. So yeah, short trips, not any long distance travel. Also self-employment, if you are self-employed, and sibling relationships are also covered by this house. But I would say it's primarily a house of communication and maybe self-employment. And yeah, that does in fact come up for some of you. King of Pentacles with Ta could definitely indicate something connected to work. So either there are important communications connected to something that you are working on, and with Ta here, this is something that you are building or creating, something you're working on diligently. King of Pentacles is definitely the successful businessman. So this could be a situation where you are either in a business and you are working hard at building a successful business and maybe doing all of the right things to bring money in, or this could indicate that there may be communications connected to something that you are doing for business in which you are trying to build it up. But the very strong energy here of, this is the Master Maker card. Ta is the creator. So very, very creative energy and very strong business energy and something to do with business sense, or at the very least with getting control of finances. So take it as it resonates there, but there's definitely, this is connected again to either communications or business. And again, for some people, maybe this would have to do with a sibling, but I feel like that's more of an outlier interpretation. But there's definitely, so I definitely feel like at least some of you, maybe you're going into business, or maybe you are doing things to, and it could be a regular business, it could be a side hustle, it could be something like that as well. But yeah, I feel like you are working very hard and very diligently lately at this, at something to do with something creative, or something to do with building up your finances, or perhaps a business. Okay, fourth house is Cancer energy. This is your own energy, and this has to do with domestic matters, so your home. It can have to do with your physical home, your sense of being at home, your sense of security. It can also have to do with your family and ancestral things, and usually the mother in particular. Okay, now this is interesting because we have water with the Two of Swords. So this says to me that there's somebody who wants to move but is kind of stuck where they are right now. That's definitely a vibe that I have here. Or somebody needs to move, or there needs to be a decision that needs to be made about that. But for the moment, Two of Swords, I feel like there's some kind of a change here, but somebody is not quite, it's not really a position where you can stay with the Two of Swords. Like there is a decision that has to be made, but for right now, there may be something like a truce, like it may feel comfortable where you are, and maybe you don't feel like you need to move or to move ahead right now. But the fact that this is sort of the underlying thing here does seem to indicate to me that some kind of a change is coming in, possibly in the next couple of months. If you're not planning on moving, if moving is not on the horizon, then this could potentially have to do with a family member, or this could be a change in a situation, perhaps a very emotional situation connected to family. But again, for right now, there just seems to be this lack of movement or lack of decision, or this maybe this indecision about something at the moment. Fifth house, this is Leo energy, creativity, children, love affairs. Can also have to do with recreation and leisure. We have the Ankh with the moon. Okay, so for somebody watching this, this is definitely a love affair. Okay, with the moon, this may be more of an infatuation, or something that is, this may be something where you're in a relationship, or there is love, but maybe the path forward isn't really clear. The moon tends to have to do more with our imagination and our fantasy version of a person rather than who they really are. Moon can also indicate things that are hidden or obscured or not really obvious. So it's also possible that there's somebody here who is attracted to you, but maybe not showing it. Or maybe you think someone's attracted to you and it's not really entirely clear. I mean, the moon definitely indicates something where we may feel something with our intuitive knowing, but it may not be clear to us really what's going on. Or the future of a situation may not be clear. And if you are working on a creative project and you are not looking for love, or in a relationship, if you're married or whatever, like you're not looking for love for some reason, this may be a case, this could also refer to a creative project, something that you're passionate about and working on, but maybe with the moon here, there could be a sense that there's just something about it where the way forward is not clear at the moment. So take it as it resonates for you. Sixth house, this is Virgo energy. This has to do with health, with healing. It can have to do with things that we are worried or anxious about. It can also have to do with jobs, in terms of people who pay us to be employed, rather than self-employment that we have over in the third house. Okay, we have Nine of Swords with the Buckle of Isis. So, okay, As a health thing, there's a couple of possibilities here. Nine of Swords would definitely indicate potential worries about something, or this could be health issues that may be connected to very severe stress or mental torment of some kind. So if you have been, I mean, we did see Lotus in the first house, so I think some of you maybe have been under a tremendous amount of stress. Again, there is this kind of open, vulnerable energy here, and this also may be why, in spite of the emotionalism, maybe your sense of security here is kind of, been a little emotional, a little unstable. Maybe this is why you're saying, look, right now, I just want to keep the peace. I just want to hold where I'm at. I mean, that is definitely an angle of this. I just want to work on my business, or I want to work on building up my finances, my resources, practical things, stuff I'm trying to make. And so it does seem to me like either connected to a job or connected to your health. There's a lot of stress here. But Nine of Swords generally indicates that this is more things that are going on in our head than things that are happening. I mean, we could be stressed about things that are actually happening, but there's definitely a need to, this is the idea of like being kept up at night, not sleeping well. I mean, Nine of Swords is connected to all of that kind of energy. Now, Buckle of Isis, when this shows up in the health house, and especially if we're talking about women in particular, I mean, I suppose it could be men to some degree, but I feel like it's really particularly about women. If you're having certain issues, Buckle of Isis to me can indicate, well, it can indicate that somebody's pregnant, okay? But if that's not on the table, then this might be indicating somebody who has hormonal issues, okay? When Buckle of Isis comes up as any kind of a health thing, I feel like it does relate very strongly to female hormones, just because of the kind of symbol that it is. And so sometimes people will find that if they've been having health issues perhaps that have been worrisome, or even if you've been having insomnia or stress or sleepless nights, that it could potentially have a hormonal connection as well as something else. Now, just my caveat here is that I am not a doctor, and of course you should always listen to a doctor and not a tarot reader, but nonetheless, if you are having something that's going on that just seems like it's very mysterious and it can't be solved, it is possible that a visit to the GYN might be the thing that you would need to try to figure out what's going on. But this is also about growth of the sacrifice, like putting a lot of effort into something in the hopes that it's going to yield rewards, and maybe there has been some worry about whether or not it is going to yield a reward. I definitely see that you are working very, very hard at something, and but again, I feel like you do need to watch your stress level, and for some people, there could be some hormonal changes or ups and downs that may be part of the equation here. Okay. Seventh house, this is Libra energy, so this has to do with partnerships. It has to do with usually legalized partnerships, marriages, contracts, business relationships, things like that. Okay, so we have Thoth with the Five of Cups. So Five of Cups usually indicates a loss or a regret, or perhaps looking back at the past with regard to a situation. There may be some mourning that's going on, or there could be that a past situation is now interfering with a present one. Now, when Thoth appears in the seventh house, there's almost a sense of karma or destiny. When it shows up in the seventh house, the way that the cartouche creator had said it, she said a karmic relationship or one destined by fate is inferred when it shows up in the seventh house. I don't know that I always believe in fated relationships, but I do believe that there are people who perhaps we have karmic connections to. Some of them may be, quote unquote, the right person. So if we go back to this, if this is somebody who is looking for love, and maybe there's somebody here and you're saying, okay, there seems to be love and romance or interest, but right now it seems more like an infatuation, this could indicate that this is a karmic relationship or a karmic tie. Whether or not that means that this person is going to be, quote unquote, the one for you if you're looking for marriage, I don't know if that's entirely certain. It's possible, but Five of Cups, there's definitely this idea of a past influence on the present that needs to be let go of, because this is somebody focusing on what's lost rather than on what they have right now. You could be dealing with somebody who is, who maybe is in love with you, but maybe is also still mourning a past relationship. That is possible here. It's also possible that, I don't know, there could be a relationship situation where maybe it seems like it's over, but sometimes the Five of Cups comes around when maybe there is still something to be salvaged. Again, it's gonna be different for everybody. If you are already married or in that kind of a situation, this again would imply to me just some kind of partnership or relationship, even if it's not a marriage, or maybe it is your marriage, where there's something going on, there's something karmic in nature, and it may be connected to something that's happened in the past or some kind of past hurt. So take that as it resonates for you. Okay, eighth house. This is Scorpio energy, transformation, endings, beginnings. Other people's money is connected to this house. Okay, and we have Osiris with the Eight of Swords. So again, it's interesting. We have this energy, like we have the Two of Swords down here, we have the Lotus over here. We have this energy of being solid, stable, secure, things basically being not changing very much, being able to get rooted, get grounded. I feel like Osiris is telling you to take action, take a leadership position, focus on being stable right now, not on making too many changes. But we have the Eight of Swords here, so I feel like there's a situation where you are mentally tying yourself up in knots. And again, we have this Nine of Swords here. We have Five of Wands energy over here. We have the stalemate energy down here. There's a lot of energy in this reading that has a lot to do with confusion, trying to separate feelings from facts, but also this is a very strong energy of overthinking when the Eight of Swords comes up. So I feel like what you need to do right now is get yourself mentally unstuck. You need to, one of the things you are very good at, Cancer, is you are water signs, so you can open yourself up to receptivity. You can kind of get into that space. But I think a lot of times the mind tries to jump in and create all kinds of boogeymen. Or we just, maybe if we've suffered a lot of trauma recently, we do have this Five of Cups over here, that, it may be that we are still continually reliving that in our mind, even if the situation is in fact stable right now. So right now I feel like you're working on just kind of trying to get back on an even keel. Okay, your ninth house, Sagittarius energy. This is about, could be about higher education or higher education institutions, or just even continuing education, spirituality, faith, belief, and the institutions connected with that, whether they be formal institutions or not, and also with long distance travel. It's a strong Jupiter energy of expansion. And okay, so we have Seth. So we're not looking at expansion right now. We're looking at obstacles to that. And the obstacles, we have the twins. So it's interesting because the twins, we usually pull a second card with Seth and Cartouche to explain what the problem is or how the problem can be solved. So the possibility here is that there is somebody else. I mean, we do have this Five of Wands energy here, so I don't know if there's a situation connected to either higher ed or something connected to your beliefs, or maybe an organization you belong to, or whether this has to do with the trip that you want to make. Whether there's another person here who's a factor, who has been an obstacle. But I also feel like somehow support or connecting with another person is going to also be the way forward. Like there may be a certain person that you need to communicate with or contact. We have this with the Empress. So this is strong Taurus energy here. The Empress has, again, the very strong female, motherly kind of a vibe. So this feels to me like in the ninth house that this may be the person actually who is able to help you get beyond whatever block that you have here. This could be just a person, who is very kindly disposed towards you, okay, who might be able to work with you to get beyond whatever this block is. And again, it's going to be different for everybody. I don't know if there's a trip you want to take that's delayed, or if it's just some kind of a venture that you're planting seeds for, or, because Empress can also be about some new kind of a thing you're trying to do, and maybe there's been blocks on that, that may be connected to one of these things, something new that you want to do, where you want to expand either your learning, or maybe you are teaching, or maybe, whatever it is. I do feel like this is something where there's going to be just another person who's going to be able to come in and help solve these blocks. And this could be somebody who's a Taurus, or this could just be somebody who has a very strong, either motherly or very, very compassionate vibe. But I don't know. I feel like there's obstacles here, but with the help of others and this kind of sense of planting seeds of something new, and trying to, and through this creative energy, okay? Empress to me is very strongly creative energy. And creative energy, of course, is something that we are inspired. It comes from us. It's not necessarily something we will into place. that this is going to be the solution or the way forward. But for the moment, it does feel like there is something that feels blocked. But again, there's going to be somebody here who's going to help remove whatever that block is. Okay, 10th house, this is Capricorn energy. Capricorn is about your career, fame, reputation, and can have to do with father energy. It can have to do with your legacy in the sense of what you're going to leave, what you've created for this world, right? Whatever that is. Okay, so we have Sphinx with the Four of Cups. Yeah, okay, Four of Cups. Now, this particular Four of Cups from this deck, which is the Guardian of the Night Tarot, this shows this little creature, and I forget what he's called, but this is him kind of almost hibernating or hiding. And then, because the thing is, when you have the Sphinx energy right here, Sphinx is about, about sitting back, being patient. Yeah, there's a whole lot here that seems to indicate that you're running into blocks and obstacles right now. And Four of Cups may indicate that there's an opportunity that we're not seeing. And maybe we're not seeing it because this is again, the inflection of this particular card is that we are needing a break right now. We can't, there may be opportunities being held out to us, but we may need some time to recoup. The traditional Four of Cups is just about, we're kind of closed off to new opportunities, even though they may be being offered to us. But the fact that I'm seeing this here, the Sphinx has to do oftentimes with secrecy or revealing secrets. Maybe there's some secret that you have. Maybe you're doing something and you're not telling other people about it. That could be a possibility. But Sphinx generally, in terms as a piece of advice, is sit back, be patient, and wait and see. So yeah, I just feel like right now, there's some reason, like the word hibernate's coming into my mind when I look at this. I feel like it's like this might be everything is pointing to you just kind of trying to maintain where you are, stay the course, and not move too far forward at the moment. Like wait and see, because I feel like there's going to be opportunities, but I think if you're not ready for them, you may not see them, or you may miss them if you are not mentally prepared, if you have not gotten if you've not been able to get yourself out of this stress and kind of de-stress and be a little bit more clear about, and clear your mind a little bit from some of the clutter that may be going on there. Okay, yeah, oh wow, you've got 8, 9, and 10 of Swords here. Okay, so we're looking at Aquarius energy here. This has to do with friendships, has to do with your business networks, social networks, your goals, hopes, wishes, and what your destiny is. Okay, so yeah, we have Pyramid with the 10 of Swords. Yeah, this is definitely a test situation. Now, this could be about a friendship, or this could be just about a goal that you have. There's definitely the sense of something coming to an end. And Pyramid isn't a situation that's almost an initiation or initiatory. The idea that something will right itself, or you will have success in time, but not right away. In the meantime, there could be some challenges here. So I don't know. I feel like there could be some, maybe some friendships that have not been proven to be, maybe have been proven to be toxic, or maybe are not quite what you thought. So maybe there's some of those things are coming to an end. Or it could just be that there's going to be some situation that's coming to an end. But if this is connected to your goals and to what it is that you want to do, then I feel like what Pyramid is saying is, this is a test right now. Like your commitment to something is being tested. But it also may mean that something has to come to a complete and total end. So some kind of a situation is ending. 10 of Swords often has to do with betrayal. So it is quite possible that we have somebody who hasn't, who double dealt us in some way. But I just feel like there's just some kind of a situation that's coming to an end, some kind of a friendship or relationship, something that maybe has tested you, or but I feel like this is actually a step that needs to happen, or something, a step that needs to be taken. Maybe that's also why we have the 5 of Cups over here. Maybe this is a relationship that you had with somebody. Maybe it's a professional relationship or a friendship, and maybe it's just something that was important, and now that it's come to an end, maybe it is kind of testing certain things, challenging you, maybe to reevaluate where you are. Ultimately, all of this indicates good news eventually, but it just could be that right now, as certain things are ending, you just need to kind of stay the course and just get yourself in a stable situation, get other people's energy kind of out of your hair here. And then the 12th house is Pisces energy. This has to do with what's in the imagination, what is hidden, what you don't show to other people, what may be repressed, what you may have doubts about and fears about. And we have the Four of Wands with Isis. So, okay. Isis, again, is definitely an energy like yours. It's definitely a mothering type energy. I don't know if this is a concern about somebody's mother. That is entirely possible here. But I feel like it's something where there's self-care that is needed here, that where there is where compassion, this is definitely a card of compassion, of deep intuition. I mean, 12th house is definitely a house of intuition. And the Four of Wands, again, there's this idea of having stability, or of walking through these two, this gateway of these four staves, and going up the path to what is new. But I think there's some fears about that. I think you may have some fears about whether or not you have a stable situation, about what you've accomplished, maybe about where you're going. And there just seems to be there's a lot of sword energy, so there's a lot of overthinking and a lot of anxiety, but there's also a lot of cup energy. I mean, there's the Five of Wands too. We've got two fives in here, so this is definitely energy of struggle and conflict. The main thing that I see here that is really secure is these communications. Like, I feel like you are very focused on some practical matters right now, and that's where you have been and putting a lot of your energy. But I also feel like maybe other people have been taking money from you, or maybe you feel like someone has betrayed or taken advantage of you. Some kind of block seemed to be created to your moving forward. Overall, we have Bastet with Death. So Bast is definitely about healing. And again, this is a card that has to do with, well, first of all, it has to do with getting proper recognition for what you do, like recognition that you deserve. It also has to do with happiness, being social. It usually comes up too when we've got maybe psychosomatic type of illness, or illness that is caused by stress in some way. So there's definitely this idea of healing that is needed. Healing, a need to focus on your own happiness, a need to be recognized appropriately for the things that you're doing. Although right now I feel like this may just be more of a time of retreat. And with Death, this is saying this is a time of transformation right now. There's a lot of changes going on, so I don't think you necessarily want to rush ahead with certain things right now. I feel like you may actually just be recovering from something that's either mental or emotional, or something of that nature. So for right now, I'm going to pull a essential oil oracle card for you. And this one just jumped straight out. And our card is digestive. Okay, this is an essential oil card. So I don't know what oil blends these refer to, but this is the name of the card. And the key word on this is processing. Okay, and the trigger statement on this: I am so worried. The true statement is: I have the solution. Slowing down and listening to your inner voice will provide you with direction and purpose. Yeah, exactly what this reading is saying. So that's perfect. Yeah, you are. I feel like, this is a time where you need to slow down. You need to not, I think you've been burdened by a lot of worries lately, but self-care is definitely a thing, and definitely just finding your own feet and your own stability right now is the best thing for you right now, Cancer. Because I feel like there's a lot of things you want to move ahead on and push forward on, but for the moment, I feel like it's best to stay put. Even if there's new love or new romance on the table, this may be something where, I don't know, you may need to just kind of see where things go. I mean, do be aware that there's a lot that just seems to be unclear right now. And I feel like financially you need to get somebody out of your hair here too. So I hope this reading was helpful for you, Cancer. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of these videos. I hope you have a great rest of your May and into early June. I hope you get the rest and relaxation that you need, and we'll see you in June.